Every story has two sides. But some stories have two villains. This isn't a fairy tale. It's a war wrapped in romance, a love story soaked in ego, pride, and silent revenge. He invited his ex to teach her a lesson. But the outcome? No one, not even him, saw it coming. Before the chaos, before the emotions turned poisonous, Adrian Cole was simply a man with ambition larger than the skyline he stared at every night. A future CEO in the making, sharp, disciplined, relentless. He didn't grow up wealthy. Nothing was handed to him. Every late night, every sacrifice, it was all fuel for one goal: to rise so high no one could ever hurt him. But even the strongest men have weaknesses. And his was her. Aria Vance wasn't just beautiful. She was addictive. The kind of woman who knew exactly what she wanted, and how to get it. When she stepped into Adrian's life, she didn't walk. She took over. Their connection was instant. Passionate. Dangerous. They built each other up. And slowly began tearing each other down. Because two strong personalities don't always create harmony. Sometimes, they create destruction. Their love burned bright, too bright. Every moment was intense. Every argument felt like war. Every reconciliation felt like bliss. But love like that doesn't last. It cracks. It poisons. It destroys. And what began as passion slowly evolved into manipulation. On both sides. One night, the storm finally snapped. Words were exchanged, sharp, unforgiving. Promises shattered. Hearts bruised. And Aria walked away. No tears. No apology. Just a look that said she believed she had won. Adrian told himself he didn't care. He told himself he was free. But sometimes, the ghosts we run from follow us into the future. One night, while reviewing quarterly reports in his penthouse, a message appeared. A name he hadn't seen in a long time. Aria. No apologies. No explanations. Just 6 words: "Hope you're doing well these days." But to Adrian, those words were a spark. The spark of a plan. He didn't respond with anger. He didn't respond with longing. He responded with an invitation. A gala. A luxury event attended by the most powerful people in the city. Aria accepted instantly, and that was the moment Adrian decided. This time, he'd be the one in control. But Aria wasn't returning to apologize. She came to see just how much he had changed, and maybe, how much she could still manipulate. Because she remembered the old Adrian. The emotional one. The one who loved too deeply. But the Adrian she was about to meet? She had never met this version. The night of the gala felt electric. Guests whispered, cameras flashed, and Adrian owned the room like a king returning to his throne. When Aria walked in, silence followed her. She looked stunning. Confident. Dangerous. But beneath her smile, a storm was brewing. When their eyes met, time seemed to pause. Not from love, but from a history filled with scars. They exchanged polite greetings. But every word held poison. This wasn't a reunion. It was the opening move of a silent war. Adrian guided her through the gala, showing her the life she could have shared, the success she walked away from, the empire she underestimated. He remained calm. Charming. Untouchable. Aria recognized the lesson. He had invited her to show her what she lost. But Aria? She didn't come unprepared. Aria didn't flinch. She didn't break. She leaned in. And whispered words that pierced deeper than he expected. About their past. About the mistakes he made. About the man he used to be. In one calculated move, she reminded him of the weaknesses he tried so hard to bury. Adrian's lesson suddenly didn't feel so controlled. His plan was cracking. Arya saw through him. She knew which memories hurt him the most. She knew exactly what buttons to press. Because when two toxic hearts collide, no one stays undefeated. Despite the tension, they shared a dance. Not out of love, but out of power. Every step was a battle. Every look was a challenge. Every touch carried history, passionate, painful, unforgettable. People around them saw beauty. But between them, there was only fire. On the balcony, Arya finally revealed her real reason for coming. It wasn't curiosity. It wasn't closure. She wanted something Adrian never expected her to say again. But just as she opened her heart, Adrian realized something terrifying. He wasn't over her. The lesson he planned was turning into a trap he walked into himself. Because the truth, no matter how deeply buried, surfaces eventually. And the truth was simple: no one ever replaced her. Not in his heart. Not in his mind. And Arya knew it. The rain began, soft at first. The city shimmered. Their breathing slowed. Arya leaned closer, a moment that felt like the past trying to resurrect itself. Adrian didn't move. He didn't resist. He didn't want to. And just when he let his guard fall, she stepped back. Her expression shifted. Cold. Calculating. Victorious. Arya hadn't come to reconcile. She came to confirm something. Adrian still loved her. She still had power. And now, she could use it. As Arya walked away, her phone lit up. A message from a name Adrian didn't recognize, but should have. The message read, "Is he falling for it yet? Don't forget why you're there." And suddenly, everything changed. The lesson he wanted to teach her was the same lesson she planned to teach him. This wasn't closure. This wasn't nostalgia. This wasn't fate. It was a setup. But what Arya didn't know was that Adrian saw the message. And now, this love story is no longer a reunion. It's a battlefield. And that is where tonight's chapter ends. Two ex-lovers. Two hidden agendas. And a game that's only just begun. Arya isn't here for love. Adrian isn't as blind as she thinks. And the message she hoped he'd never see? He saw it. Which means the next move belongs to him. If you thought this was shocking, trust me, part 2 will change everything. So make sure you're subscribed, turn on notifications, and get ready. This story is far from over. Part 2 is coming, and you don't want to miss it.